Welcome back to the Boost Mobile casting desk. The UK lads have returned, and it's time to see if Faze can indeed beat Vega Squadron, as you might say they should.
This is going to be perhaps a highlight reel, James. It might just be one long, continuous highlight reel. Perhaps that's how people are anticipating it to be, at least. And I mean, why wouldn't they be? I mean, we've got one of the perhaps the greatest team in the world, the favourite for the major in Boston, and Vega Squadron, who I suppose they claimed their fame, their claim to fame was in this very studio when they defeated NIP, and everyone was like, firstly, they're like, what the hell, NIP's out of the major, and secondly, they were like, wait, who the hell is Vega Squadron? And so they are definitely a team full of talent and potential, and I look forward to seeing them grow as time continues. But James, this surely is a David and Goliath story, and I don't think it's going to go as it did in the parable.
Yes. Well, this match is on Game Command as well as GoTV. So it's time for us to select some players, or a player. For me, I'm going to pick Nico for this one. It's not often I pick Nico for the GoTV pick, not for any particular reason, but it depends on your perspective and what you want to really gain from it. But if you want to see some nasty bursts and one-taps, Nico is your man. If you want to have a stare-out match with Karrigan, then that's also going on. He's holding it fairly well. Oh, he cracked, man.
He broke, yeah.
He cracked.
I was going to leave it silent, just... He's back.
He's back. He's had a... Yeah, but I mean...
Oh, well, denied.
He's had his time. He's
had his time. Absolutely denied.
He's had his time. And there is Nico on the end. We're just waiting for Coach PC to do something or other, and then we'll be into the match. In the meantime, actually, Faze are always good at the beginning of a match, or before it starts, because they, for some reason in this situation, they're always next to us, and we can hear like Guardian's very vocal, lots of banter and trolling going on. He likes to have some fun. Do you think they prepared for Vega Squadron, or do you think they're just going to play their own game, dominate, overwhelm, so on and so forth?
I think against a team where you're a heavy favourite or even just a slight favourite, I think you want to rely on your fundamentals. So I think they're just focusing on, as you were saying, being in good spirits, just having some fun, just having as much fun as possible in a match which they feel as though they can never lose. But they have enough experience to not fall victim to some of the potential downfalls of that mentality where you're too sloppy. There's going to be a tight level of fundamentals we're going to see. We'll probably also see them taking some liberties, but that's also just how the team works, because they have all the skill to do so, and that's sort of how they've constructed the system. That's how Karrigan has led the team. He's found a way to fit 4 incredibly superstar level players on the same server and give them all space, give them all moments of their own within the same game. And that's something that has been a great difficulty for many teams, creating that super team and giving everyone space. But Karrigan's managed to do it with this lineup.
Honestly, I don't know how anyone uses a full-size keyboard. I think they're disgusting.
It's a bit weird now for me, because I switched to...
I converted you.
60, because I started going to LANs again, so because otherwise I was like, I don't really need one. But when I started traveling with it, I was like, well, why would I travel with a massive keyboard? I can take one half the size. So that was my logic at the very least. But the players still... I mean, everyone has their preferences, and well, that's a dirty keyboard. You got to clean that.
Henry's going to pick up.
You got to clean that immediately. Look at that grime, and I'm sure. I mean, are you not disgusted by that, James?
It's more the size that gets me. That's much better.
You're all over hygiene. That is almost 90 degrees. What on earth is going on there?
Yeah, that's a very sideways keyboard. It's probably the most sideways one we've seen
5 degrees
so far.
I don't even need a protractor.
Will you stop going on about protractors, please?
Well, how else do you measure degrees?
Just stop going on about degrees, protractors. You're upsetting me.
But it's quite strange, isn't it? Like that's a normal posture, isn't it?
That's actually the straightest keyboard I've seen. Because for some reason, I have to have mine slightly bent. I can't even explain why. But how do you even type like that?
I always thought that one of the reasons why you actually tilted the keyboards a bit was because of the size, because of how unwieldy they are when they're actually really massive. And so you actually want to sort of space it out, and to do so you actually change the angle.
Dan, why don't you explain to the viewers what the Russian keyboard style is, if you will, like Rafa uses?
So in the old days, before we really had any gaming peripherals, any sort of peripherals designed for gamers, and desk spaces were much smaller. You had massive CRTs and just generally a lot less space. In the Russian region in particular, when they would go to LAN, they developed this style that was very space efficient, where you'd have your keyboard on your lap, and you would sort of sit side on to the desk, and you would have your sort of elbow on the desk, sort of pivoting, basically as a sort of pivot, and then you would have the sort of the mouse in front of you sideways. So your how do I explain the arm position, James? Your arm's basically parallel to the desk.
They get cameraman over here, then they can put you on camera and you can show.
Okay, yeah, we could do that,
Production can do that. I know we have the technology to do this.
Just have to need a mouse. Need a mouse.
He's on the way. There's a mouse right here.
So a lot of players.
Oh, he's crossing his legs.
So a lot of players do do the cross-legged thing.
Right, go for it.
You get the mouse.
I like to stand up when I commentate, so I don't use a seat. All right, so.
And you're kind of like this, basically. Okay, let me do it like this. So you'd be like this. So some of them cross their legs. So you'd have your arms sort of like bent like this, and you can sort of lean on. And some players go sideways like this. So they have like different variations. But basically, it's actually quite good for your posture, and it's very space efficient. And it was first saw mostly from the sort of Russian players, and when they were coming to lands, and then a lot of players copied it. Rafa, most famously, one of the American players, copied a very famous Russian player, and then he is actually one of the best duelers of all time in the Quake games. And there were some StarCraft players that adopted it. And well, enough about keyboards and mice and setups. We are going into the game. Faze versus Vega. Faze on the T side, James. Aggression is to be had.
Dan and James, feeling better than a cement mixer, but indeed it is pistol round time. 3 CTs over towards the B site for the time being. I'll say B site there on Banana. Mir waiting to take something by surprise. That's a great grenade. This is a nice setup from Vega Squadron. They've done damage, but will Faze commit to this? It seems they're not done quite yet, but Mir sends Nico into space, and Carrigan will make his exit. They've been forced, they've been driven towards the A site, but how many members of the CT side can they expect here?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be quite difficult, especially when you're just stuck back against the wall here. Nowhere to really fall back to, and you've got so many players trying to trade you out, and you can see that Hutchie's only good for one. At least he does get one. Puts it to the 3 versus 3. Carrigan's in for it, though, but a quick 2v1 here. Very smart stuff. Good team play from Vega. But after that frag, they're going to meet a smoke, and that will slow down any momentum that they may have had. And the bomb is ticking away, and Olaf is in a great position to work the USP. But this will be tough still for them.
People are blind, they're walking forwards, and they are getting shot in the face, in the jaw, in the dome, and the cranium. Bomb is planted, but Vega Squadron will prove successful on the pistol round. See what Faze choose to invest into the next round. One would expect AKs in round number 3. So let's see what damage Faze can do at the very least. Faze, though, ever dangerous. Wow, a flying JR, no less. He's in the air, and he don't care.
Yeah, and as you mentioned with the bomb plant, getting the AKs and so on, I feel like some teams these days, on the T side, they don't prioritize just getting the bomb down enough. It's this situation when you do get it down, you get so much from it, because you can even, like, let's say you get a bunch of frags, you can actually even force by the very next round with it and have a surprise buy, and that can actually work. You know, in certain scenarios, it gives you the option to just full eco one round, immediately you have the pressure back on the CTs before they have a big economy in the 3rd round, and that's a guarantee. You remove the variance of actually winning the headshot battle with the pistols, which has a lot of variance. But speaking of pistols, it's going to be Faze running into Vega with nothing but Glocks and P250s, and we can't expect that to go too well here. So
this is very interesting, though, because Vega Squadron actually, for some reason, on the 2nd round, chose to rotate a 2nd player, well, rather a 4th player, towards the A site and leave Chopper alone in Banana. That could have gone much worse. There's a world where Faze plant the bomb there. That's a curious scenario to create for yourself on the 2nd round of a match, but here we are. It worked out fine for them. 2-0, Faze don't get the extra plant, they don't get the bonus grenades, but they have got 5 AKs, a bunch of smokes and flashes.
The cool thing to see here will be JR on the AWP. We know that he's been quite the menace with it, and having that AWP, that's really one of the bigger advantages they have. Also the utility, but Faze can mitigate their lack of utility by playing a fast round. And you can see they want to explode onto the A site, which is very smart, as they can actually avoid some of the rotation timings, as a lot of teams like to have a 3rd guy into Banana early round, and that's what we saw here. Kishana is the man. He's back in position towards Arch, though, and now they've cheated the 4th player over. They know what Faze are up to, but can Faze still break it anyway?
Yeah, and if Faze slows things down, how long will they stay here? But look how deep they are. Look how deep Rain is at the moment. He's got CT's flanking his position though. The bomb's been spotted now, which means full rotation coming in. 2k for Mir. Great play from him. JR spotting a player on the site, manages to get into the pit with AWP. 3 versus 2. Kashanda holding angle, but he can't quite hit the mark. Rain will get finished off by JR, leaving Guardian alone, flying in, and he can pick up the AWP if he wants to, but I'm not sure he knows where Chopper is. On the other side of the smoke, and you can see Guardian. He's checking his 6 before he goes for a bomb plant. In another scenario, he may pick up the AWP, but wants to be more nimble, perhaps, with the AK for the time being. 45 seconds, no rush for a plant. Chopper having a look, moving forward, spotted now. Guardian can dance around the box, but he goes for the plant.
Yeah, so much time to use here for Guardian, and he does use as much as he can. Gets another spot for info. And both players want to take initiative on the fight. Guardian does get the first few bullets as Chopper just threw a nade, was drawing his gun, but still somehow loses the fight. That will be quite depressing for him. At the very least, they kill 4 players and they get a bomb plant. And with a 3rd round loss consecutively, you better believe that they're going to be considering a force buy here to capitalize on the weak Vega Squadron economy.
This is such a difficult peak for him. Okay, his gun's just about ready, but he's stuck in the corner. Guardian has a decision to make with that Molotov flying at him, but Chopper, he delivers 3-0. Good so far for Vega Squadron, despite how taxing that round was for them. Most of the players on $5,000 to $6,000, so they will have a good buy. But let's see what Faze choose to do. Interestingly, it's Vega Squadron with the tactical timeout. And maybe that's partly because they realize, oh, I think it's technical actually, because, no, ignore me, it's tactical. So yeah, it may be just to discuss what they can maybe expect from Faze, considering how that round played out. Who knows? So, it is a technical one after all.
Yeah, and I mean, I think this position is still awesome for Faze because they're in this spot where they can just keep the pressure up. And I think any spot like that is going to be really nice for them, and it's just going to feel very intimidating for Vega, even though they're racking up some rounds now. One of the problems is obviously if Faze keep just doing crazy damage, as soon as there is a position where Faze win a round and you have an immediate reset position, that's when all the momentum comes into play, and that's when you would expect Vega to lose grip of the game. But we can't count them out. Again, they have good basics, good fundamentals. We've seen how good JR can be. Obviously, he's not the only one. Mir, Kashanda, Chopper, Haji have all had good results as far as the rifling has gone. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this actually does go. Does Vega Squadron get to maybe like a 7-0 before Faze break them? Will Faze be sweating at all in this match?
Yeah, this is, well, there's the potential here for Vega to have the start that I said Sprout needed versus Cloud9, essentially, where you win the first couple buy rounds, and then maybe you can make a game of this. Vega Squadron, they are, well, I think they've made their name as major gatekeepers.
Legend killers, perhaps.
Yeah.
But quite literally, I suppose.
Well, I don't think they've killed anyone.
NIP were a legend, conceivably previously when they knocked them out. So, although there was a major qualifier, but they'd previously been legends. The legends in my mind and heart, James. NIP.
Anyway, Faze are on pistols now, and they are focusing on the A side. There are some grenades in tow, and they're looking for a fast play. They need a fast play before Vega Squadron start to get curious about the silence on Banana. JR, sorry, is keeping an eye on things over there, but he can't go too far with the AWP. He doesn't want to get caught out against potential numbers game. That said, in confidence, Vega Squadron will send that 4th man towards the A side. The push is coming in from Faze. Faze getting a bomb down. They can do some kills though, but the love is being spread from Vega Squadron.
Let's go, boys. Let's fuck them now.
Yeah, no need to comment further on that.
I wonder if that, yeah.
I think though, with the power on the Faze clan, right? That sentence, if you heard it, pretty much encapsulates
that, yeah,
their general approach.
Basically, Kyrian just pressed the big red button. He's like, guys,
yeah,
it's time to go in.
Yeah, I think
we're about to go in.
I think that might be Robin. I'm not sure, but I have no idea what he was.
I just heard expletives. That's all.
Yeah, it's like, right, they've had their fun.
Let's do him in. Let's do him in, lads.
Shut it down. Yeah, as DK would say, do it.
Ooh, there you go. Well, that's Guardian doing in JR there right at the start of the round, and that's the Orb versus Orb battle. And that is a fantastic position for any well-accomplished T side to be in. You've got a minute and a half left, and you're in a 5v4. I mean, on Inferno, it feels very awkward for the CTs here.
Yeah. Could be worse though. If there's an A play, then a well-positioned pit player could quickly change that with a 2k. Chopper will tie the score for the time being. There's a flash there. Nico is stuck behind the smoke. Does the cavalry come? No, it doesn't. He goes wide for the peek against Chopper, but Chopper is ready for it. M4, A4 spray all day if your name is Chopper. Suddenly the tables are turned, or maybe even flipped. That said, still a very dangerous Faze clan remains in these three players, Guardian, Rain and Carrigan, who isn't shy to clutch a round or two for his team. Mir hiding behind a wooden panel. He will see some trajectory, and he's got to be careful with his positioning because of his silencer, but Rain will shoot him in the face. Takes one in the face as well, but he's still alive.
Did actually get a dink onto Rain. That might end up being quite pivotal. We'll have to see. Chopper's in position to potentially do something. He's getting some information, keeping hold of construction for his teammates as they begin to rotate in. But look at the situation with Kashanda in 8-10, not actually rotating until the bomb was planted here. So he's going to be very late to the action. Smoke will be dissipating. There is quite a bit of time. Oh, Chopper gets himself a free one, and now we have Rain still crippled, and Carrigan, the only man with any health here to really do this. Oh my god, Chopper looking to do it all by himself, but with the help of Hutchie, they'll close down the round, and the patience works out for Vega Squadron for their 5th round. A bomb plant to be had. That'd be $4,200 in total for Faze. They'll be buying, but I mean, they had the perfect start, and Vega, they had the perfect response. They pushed aggressively, James. So many teams would play defensively. They would hide on each bomb site, 2 to a site, and then you let Faze come to you, and you're probably screwed. I love that Vega Squadron said, hey, we're going to fight for this.
Yeah, and that's why, even though you can't really pick Vega to win, there's a world where they win. That's the world that Moses wants to exist in. I know he's watching this.
Yeah, only guy with this prediction.
That's why I can't really. I think this is a tough day of predictions, and it is a bold pick, but I think sometimes Vega are going to win this match. Maybe it's today. Look at the aggression again. They are not allowing Faze to impose their will, not without a fight anyway. Rain will trade that kill. Early action here on Inferno.
Yeah, and this is one of the dynamics of new Inferno. You really have to invest a lot as a CT side to control Banana, to take Banana, because it's much harder to deal with, and if you just give it up, you lose so much information, so much map control. You really want to force the Ts to invest utility, to potentially invest players in sacrifice to actually gain that position on the map, because it's very hard to work. It's similarly the top mid map control is much harder to hold on to. So right now, Vega Squadron are doing things right, I would say. But Faze, it looks like they're readying the attack into A.
JR on the balcony with the AWP, taking some angles towards the boiler position through this break, but nothing doing just yet. The bomb spotted. Mir can't transfer to the second player though. Lost the position, lost the bomb, but JR will pick up where his teammate left off. Flank coming in as well for the CT side, and maybe it won't be required because Hutchie will spray down the last 2 players. Garden Hose is out for Vega Squadron, 6-0.
I can hear them getting hype over there at the other end of the studio, and I'm sort of getting hype with them, James, because we're seeing some good Counter-Strike on the CT side. I mean, it's the basics, but the basics done well, but not just done well, also with confidence. And that's really the key difference maker when you're playing up against Faze. You have to have confidence. You cannot be intimidated by the names you're playing against. And so far, we're just seeing Vega Squadron, executing their game plan. And I think the strong T side is such a must. Strong CT side, sorry, is such a must for Vega Squadron to have a game here, because I don't think they'll be able to hold nearly as well when Faze are on the CT side. I think this is where they can get it done, if it is to happen. And as you said, rightly so, it can very well happen. And maybe if it does, we can start to call them legend killers.
There have been some bomb plants from Faze. I'll ignore the one in the pistol round because it's pistol round, but with the AKs out, there have been some bomb plants for Faze. So they've got to a certain distance, but Vega Squadron again, early aggression, early picks, early map control, causing problems. There's a late flashback from there, and it will not save him. Has Chopper got the angles? No. He will go down eventually, but JR is here. That is a glorious grenade. The bomb falls, and that gives the CTs an extra second or two. More grenades flying in. A well-equipped CT side abusing what they can, but the bomb's gone down now. And they may want to wait for that smoke to go. In the meantime, there is a player moving up banana for the CT side. The man advantage in Hutchie.
Ooh, it's actually working out pretty decently for both sides right now. It's a fairly even 2v2. Kashana with the info onto Rain, but can't win the 1v1. Down to JR. Knows he's weak, but the quick headshot from Rain at distance will go the mile for Faze. They pick up their first round, but they do lose 3 players in the effort. But we can see that, well, at least we can see that Vega do not have a huge bank to really support their current situation. It's going to be a little bit awkward. They'll be able to field some guns, but we see a FAMAS, we see some CZs, and the CZ is really important here because you really want to have the full grenades, and the CZ can really be very important from that perspective.
Well, this is quite the opportunity for Faze. This is a must-win round. Dan mentioned the economy. The implications are clear. But first they must get past this round, Faze. And an ill-equipped Vega Squadron means they are going to have a lot less effective pushes, but they're still getting aggressive, still pop flashes towards banana. JR with a secondary boosted angle, but can't quite keep it up.
It's a scary time there for JR. Spotted, doesn't want to push his luck, will fall back onto the site. Faze will realize that they have a pretty decent utility advantage at this point. They're playing it slow, and that's also smart just to whittle away the little utility that Vega were able to afford in this round. And now they're left with basically nothing, at least from that perspective. JR does have a smoke remaining, and that's basically it. So do Vega play very passively, sit on the sites and play their setups, or do they want to get aggressive somewhere? Actually, they may try to cheat 4 players towards A. That's another good way to do this. Try to stack one side of the map.
I think Nico has seen where that smoke came from. It's so lucky for Chopper that he is crouching, crab walking just under Nico's crosshair to that position, because based on where that smoke came from, FaZe may glean some information from that. That said, there are 3 players towards the A site. Miz being running backwards and forwards between A and B pretty much this entire round, and he continues to go backwards and forwards. He was heading towards A, back towards B after Chopper gets picked off. Where's the bomb going? No, everyone's towards A, but Nico starts moving towards B. The bomb's been lost. There are 15 seconds. Any opportunity to win this round has gone. This is the round that they had to win.
And Ray's coming in from the back here looking to get the frags, and he will spot JR. The shot is rattled off there, but there's another player to worry about that Rain may not think about. It is Mir in quad, but still no frags. Rain doesn't want to die after time, and that is awkward, James. That is not what they wanted to happen, and the economy was really bad for Vega, but they did pick up a couple guns here. Oh my, this is...
There's one plus for FaZe here. The round they won was, I believe it was an eco round, and they picked up an AWP and a rifle in that round. So Guardian had basically $5,000 afterwards, and whoever it was else had extra money as well. So Guardian's been able to drop an AK, and they have a buy around this because of the nature in which they won that round and having 2 people survive. So this could have been worse for them, but it's still not good.
I still feel like we do need to see at least 12 rounds of Vega. Ooh, yeah, that is so awesome. I know you're a big fan of that, James.
I love me grenades.
Yes, that's really cool. Some just pre-planned grenades towards the logs, and Chopper's going in. They want to clear out Banana to take it over and perhaps steal the AWP, but denied by Olofmeister. 4 versus 4 now as Rain goes down to the CZ. It is falling apart for FaZe.
1 minute 13 on the clock. Flashbangs all over the place. Karrigan trying to do something. Top mid trying to show presence. Olofmeister and Nico in the meantime on banana. Karrigan goes down. And FaZe Clan have to start charging with what they have left towards B. They have to assume that the CTs have eyes top mid. They know nobody else is there. So time is of the essence here for FaZe. They've got to assume a rotation's coming in, a flank's coming in. JR, how did he miss that shot? Could have been 2, but it was none. Most of their health, but now JR's running distraction, allowing Mir to activate. 45 seconds, Olofmeister in the pool, and he will drown in that position. 4 players surviving for Vega after some hardship in their economy. This is a fabulous game for them so far.
It really is, and it's starting to remind me of the NIP game, James, because it actually went the same way. Vega got 7 rounds, then the NIP got 1 on cash, and then they got reset immediately, and then Vegas just I think they sprinted towards like 12 or something similar like that. And you can see that Faze is starting to think, wait, hang on, this is actually kind of bad. Having an 8-1 scoreline is one thing to play against, but having an 8-1 scoreline and it being sort of implicit that you're probably going to go down 10-1 because your economy is completely ruined, that's another story entirely, because eventually when they have guns, Vega, if nothing goes wrong on the EKs, we've seen a lot of that today, then they'll have loads of money. So they'll be able to buy every single round that remains, no matter what happens pretty much.
Carragher talking to the team. Guardian chiming in as well.
Vega, man. Vega Squadron. Oh, amazing stuff. So many Glocks.
Yeah. It is a poverty round for Faze. 9-6 is possible. Or 6-9, rather, because we're talking about Faze's perspective here. So there is still a chance for Faze. Never count them out. Never count Faze out.
Oh, wow, they keep JR alive. Man, what a hero. What a guy. Well, okay, well, never mind. He was dying in the end. No, he did go, to be fair, he's going for the frags, James.
No, of course.
At least Kishana will save the gun. I hope he didn't lose an AK for that. But you hate to see that. But it's a 9-1 scoreline. Faze. Quick to the buy.
They had 3 AKs at the beginning of this round. That is quite telling when the AKs are all over the CT side.
They did lose an AK then because JR died and a teammate with an AK had to pick one up.
Yeah, Chopper was mid with a UMP, so he was nowhere near anything. But that is, if that's all they can complain about, then life is good. 9-1 for Vega Squadron, starting once again with 3 players towards the B bomb site, and the grenades will continue for a time. Faze have learned not to stand by trees. Rain and Carragher moving through the apartments. I haven't really been able to force the CTs back, as is a common goal around the A sites.
The interesting thing here is that one of the dynamics on this map is that when you see a team playing very heavy investments into Banana, as Vega have been repeatedly, you can run that super fast play up quad, where you just rush mid and go quad really quickly, or rush second mid to quad. And they'll have 3 players towards B, you're in a 5 versus 2 at worst, and you trade it out and win the site. And that's like a counter play based on a gamble as to your opponent's tendencies. Faze might be in a position where they're starting to feel desperate, like they may not want to take some of those risks. So we'll have to see how this actually pans out. They're going to attack top mid here, and they have forced the CTs back, and JR goes down. This is a good sign for Faze.
Rain focusing on the speedway position. Carragher out the balcony, and that's the A site cleared out. Finally, some potential success for Faze. And the money is not amazing for Vega Squadron, so they probably are going to save in this situation. If they had a lot more money, then they could go for damage, and it might pay off in the later rounds. But if they lose everything in this round, then we may head towards a 9-6 scoreline, and they don't want to give up rounds in the long run just for some short-term damage. So they'll go and save in this situation. It was a nice start to that execute from Faze. There was a smoke top mid, somebody bottom mid throws a pop flash through the smoke in top mid. You have 1 player come out of boiler, 1 player go through the smoke, and then if there are any CTs there, they are in a world of trouble. Something to note at home: if you want to take top mid, get a flashbang up there from bottom mid, get people out of the boiler position and through the smoke. Very easy addition to your pug repertoire, which makes life nice.
And I did misestimate the Faze buy coming in around sooner than I thought, which is my bad, but Faze...
Less protractors down, more calculators.
Yeah, I should get on the calculator hype. Now, Vega, they do have a solid buy. Of course, the buys are incredibly expensive when you add all of the nades, especially the Incendiary, which is 200 more than the Molotov that the Ts will buy, which is a sad fact of the CT lives. But let's see if there's a change of approach here from Vega, because they have this interesting position where they have 9 rounds already, so they could actually just say, you know what, we could just take a really big risk. We could try to, to rush some position, to a crazy stack, to try to just really mess with Faze, because they once again they already have 9 rounds, and if you're going to beat Faze, you have to take big risks if you're the underdog. But maybe they otherwise feel very confident in their CT setups, and they could just decide, hey, we are doing really well on the basics, let's just keep doing that. So they have a wealth of options to go to, and it looks like it's the basics. 3 men early to Banana for pressure.
JR once again heading towards the balcony. In the previous round, he was... Oh, there's a push. JR's charging through apartments on his own with an AWP. Hutchie towards the boiler position. So it seems that JR will end up being a bait, but Hutchie's been taken out. JR's misses, tries to go down as well. Manages to get around the corner, but he re-peeks. That is just rude. The bomb's been lost top mid, but it's been regained now as the charge comes through. This is the play you were looking for, Dan.
I do not believe how heinous that peak was from JR. That is definitely confidence. And right now, if they just hold Faze there for long enough, this flank coming in from Chopper could be kind of devastating. If they opt to actually rotate at any point in this round, and they have a lot of time to do so, they are going to be killed by Chopper, or at least sustain some damage. And look at the zone control here from Vega Squadron, trying to just contain and herd them. That's a beautiful angle. There's the peak for the second frag. Mir will close it down. And once again, James, the very worst has happened for Faze, and they've been reset again. They do have some money, but seriously, they must be getting tired of this.
Look at this peak from JR. This is deplorable behavior, and that's right up my street.
You never
Marvelous
see
stuff from him.
That is a no respect play. That would be infuriating to be on the receiving end of.
Especially, like, if you consider what the AWP was like when you could really abuse the crouch peeking. That's like post nerf. Obviously, that changes a long time ago, but still, lovely stuff from JR. No fear whatsoever. Pistols for Faze Clan. Man.
Yes. Man indeed. Man alive. Man alive. Wow.
Proactive CT side from Vega Squadron. Chopper by the coffins on B, holding a flashbang in case his team want to aggress. They're hungry for it. They're salivating for frags.
And so far, I don't believe that Vega Squadron have put anybody up on the flower bed on the boost position. So if they do opt to just go through here, that is certainly going to be painful. It's usually good for a quick frag, at the very least. And already there's been a player lost here for Faze, and there's a wealth of grenades left to abuse. JR's there as well. He will rotate further back towards CT though, as Faze bide their time at top banana. What are the hopes here for Faze? At least get some damage in a run boost, but some steps were made.
Desperate time, desperate measures, and that is a desperate fail. Will they get the bomb down though? There is little chance. Olofmeister doing the best he can. He has 20 seconds. I don't want to believe that he can run all the way towards the A site and have time to plant the bomb. Bottom mid now with 13 seconds on the clock. Kashanda's moving into the pit. 10 seconds moving towards top mid. 8 seconds moving towards short. 6 seconds making his way to the site, and it's going to be a desperate plant. And maybe if Kashanda wasn't there, he would have had all of 1 second to plant the bomb, but no!
And for those of you that don't know, it takes 3.5 seconds to plant the bomb. So, just in case you were unawares, that is how long it takes. And I don't think Faze anticipated this, James. I don't think any human did, apart from a man called Jason Moses O'Toole.
Considering the battle cry around 4 or 5, I don't think they did anticipate it.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
I love that phrase though. Anyway, Vega Squadron, 3 people towards B. Once again, JR and Mir deploying all kinds of grenades. Shrapnel down banana, but Faze will not engage. They'll be forced away. They'll have 4 people towards A, Faze. JR now, I mean, I like also how the CT shape is changing. It's an evolving organism. JR's been towards the balcony position. Maybe he's warded them off. Now he's alone on banana, and 4 people are very deep in A. Vega Squadron know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they absolutely do. It's a decent setup. The grenades will have to do a lot here for Faze, but so far they've been evaded. There are counter grenades, there's counter plays, but the frags go the way of Faze. Hutchie's still in the smoke though, able to hold on to the pit position. This is huge. He needs to be dealt with at some point, but Chopper will be coming in to the forefront here, in between so many smokes. Now it's down to Nico. He's got 1 headshot, 2 more to find here as Hutchie ends him, and that's another round in the bag for Vega. And that is good to see, considering the fact that they anticipated, as you said, they got the info, they got the setup, and they're still holding strong against the might of Faze.
Regardless of who wins or loses, I respect Moses' decision to pick Vega for this one.
I think we all secretly do, although perhaps some of us won't admit it.
I can see what he sees, but I can't. I will never be brave enough to pick them in this today. Anyway, 12-2. Last round for Faze. Nico on the AK, the rest of them on pistols, and this time it is a conga line towards the B bomb site, but there's no dancing for Vega Squadron. It's deploying grenades, molotovs, flashbangs, all kinds of nonsense, and Faze has to wait. Guardian down to 2 HP. They can't even see anybody. Deploying grenades of their own. Counter flashes from Vega Squadron, just delaying, allowing their teammates to rotate to get into position, and now it begins. JR with the first shot, moving through the construction area. JR cheeky around the smoke of the AWP. They care not for these players. 5 versus 3. Bomb's been planted, but can Faze hold?
They have lost so much health on all the remaining players. Carrigan trying to make sure that Banana's clear, but I think he just missed the push. You'll hear the stepping now. Hutchie announces his presence. The jump actually making it unable for... Oh! Olafmeister getting quite fortunate there. Running into that spray was Kashanda, leaving Mir in the 1 versus 3. Faze desperately need this round. I don't know how on earth they found it, but they did, and it gives them some amount of breathing room. But Vega Squadron securing the 12-3 on the CT side have done everything they need to set themselves up for an upset victory in this best of 1 here.
3 rounds, boys. Pistol is essential. No pressure. No pressure. Still in good spirits. These are experienced, tried and tested players. Let's see what they can do. Carrigan has a smoke grenade and a defuse kit. Everyone else on Kevlar for this CT side from Faze Clan. Vega Squadron haven't completed their buy yet, so we'll talk about it in due course. Match still paused for the time being. A breather for the teams.
Well, it looks like these levels of general existential dread are continuing to rise, James, over at the Faze camp. It definitely don't look like a series of happy campers over there. Have to see if they can find something here. Obviously, and the problem in this situation is you have so much pressure on you to win the pistol round, and I don't think anybody truly feels like they're going to win every pistol round. The pistol rounds do have a degree of variance in CSGO. It's hard to have consistency, and Faze will be on the CT side, so it's going to be interesting to see what their approach is and how the beginning of this round goes. Yeah, do have a normal spread, 2 players on B, 3 on A. Guardian with a quick jump peek there through the window to check if there's a quick second mid rush, but there is not.
I think the main question here is, what do Vega Squadron have in mind for Faze, who may have to stand and bear witness for the next 10 to 20 seconds. Vega Squadron have taken top banana. They've seen one player there. They don't know what's around the corner. They do have some utility, JL with smoke and a flash. He is also on banana. One would expect him to smoke CT should they push, or offer a fake. A flash over the roof can be quite powerful. You can either throw it across this left roof or the right roof towards CT, so your teammates can push in and face the site as the flash goes off, and it looks like it will be the latter.
So here goes nothing, says Vega Squadron. Oh, Nico in Nico fashion, popping heads very calmly. That's a 3K start between him and Carrigan, but the bomb will go down for Vega Squadron. The smoke being pushed though by Rain as he is there on the flank, and Kashanda can't do a single thing. JR is finished as well, but they did get the bomb down. So despite Faze winning the pistol, doing what they had to do, there is the asterisk there. There is the consolation for Vega that they did have the bomb plant, and that's the pressure coming into Faze Clan's way very soon.
2 bullets, 2 kills for Nico. Much needed start to that pistol round, and his teammates finished off well. Ooh, Vega Squadron. I see an AK-47. JR has bought an AK. It's the 1 AK buy. We saw this from Zeus earlier, and now we see it from Vega Squadron. Perhaps it's an inspired idea, looking to do as much damage as possible. This could be a nasty surprise, so we'll ride with Mir for the time being, making his way up to second mid. How will his teammates enable him? No one has any grenades for Vega Squadron, so Mir is just out there on his own.
I actually love this. They were perhaps anticipating the mid-rush, which can often happen when you think a team is on full eco, which normally, of course, you would be. As you say, it's just Mir with the surprise. He is the surprise that Faze do not want, however. But maybe they do. Maybe it'll be a free AK for them. We'll have to see. No one's really... Look how disciplined Faze are. They're not giving anything away here.
Patience. Karrigan will hear some people moving around, but they are not in a dangerous position just yet. He will pop out as Nico starts to run out of bullets. Hutchie has unfortunately shot his teammate instead of Nico, and the round comes to an end. Ooh, an AK.
One of the reasons, though, why I do like that buy from Vega Squadron is because on the T side, you can construct buys for purpose. Like, you can have a round now, and again, this may be predictable from Faze, depending on how they think about it. But, okay, you've got one guy who's now stuck on a CZ instead of a rifle. You send him in first. Running CZ is pretty damn good as far as an entry is concerned, especially in close quarters. So if they construct the strategy correctly to support the buy, then you don't really lose much from buying the AK there.
Yeah, and JR, the sniper, is the guy who gave up the AK. He wouldn't have money, I don't think, in this round anyway for the AWP, so all good in the hood. 5 to 12, Faze have a lot to do. They have to balance being active, being aggressive, with avoiding overextension. You never know when it's that time. Almost 2 kills for Olofmeister will clean up. Oh, he put that grenade, but Kashanda is there. A nasty surprise, and that is a wipeout. Can they even go for this Faze?
I think they probably have to. This could be quite scary. Karrigan and Nico. Nico does not have the kit. It's Karrigan who does. I'm not sure if there is one around the site or perhaps on the balcony where a teammate did die for Nico. Can Karrigan maybe create a distraction for Nico to get out the balcony? It's very difficult here. There's 2 potential players there, or 3 in fact. They can have vision to Nico's position. Head is spotted. Beautiful there. The bait and switch. Hiding behind the wall, JR as Chopper finishes off Karrigan, and Nico wraps around the side only to be met at the fates of Chopper's AK-47. Vega Squadron win the round, and that's a very quick round.
Well,
is it happening? Is it actually happening? What a bait. That's beautiful.
So organised. Such a fast peak from Chopper. Really nice stuff. He's ready there. He's supporting his teammates. Good stuff from Vega Squadron. Not over yet, though. Not one yet. Faze still have a buy. The rifles are out. The M4s are out. They have some grenades, but they've got less than you might like, so perhaps that will make them more aggressive. Deep flashbangs will slow things down, but Nico's been naded into oblivion. That leaves Karrigan on his own towards B, and Guardians rotating already. Early problems for Faze.
Again, this is a cool spot for a T side because you can have some default reactions where you can say, okay, if we get a 5 versus 4 very early on, because we make a good play, whatever, this is how we want to respond. Now, for a team like Vega Squadron, no one is going to be studying them, so no one's going to know their routines from these positions, especially not Faze. I wouldn't imagine. I'd be surprised. And here is that default routine. They're just going to hit the A site. It's a site that makes more sense. It's harder for the CTs to really make these crossfires work. Olofmeister gets 2-3. That is remarkable there. But still, it's a 2v2 after plan for Faze to try to recover from.
It's given his team a fighting chance, but that smoke grenade is very powerful just as the bomb goes down. Karrigan carrying a kit, moving towards the short position. 2 Ts in the pit, and Guardian still waiting for that smoke to disappear. Slight gap in it, and Karrigan will deploy one of his own. That gives him great angles to try and defuse the bomb, but it's not going to be easy. Guardian trying to cover, but JR's moving through the other side of the smoke. Karrigan's ready for it though, and now Guardian holding the angle, spotting Mib, and Mir's got the angle himself. Who's going to win? Karrigan trades. Faze just make round 6.
By the skin of their teeth, indeed. But the problem is, oh my god, Nico trying to brave the Inferno.
What a hero play. What a hero play from Olofmeister. How does he get 3 kills? The anticipation of the player jumping off the balcony. Talk about experience. That was outstanding stuff by Olofmeister.
Oh my god. I'm rubbing my eyes here. 4 MAC-10s. Have they been stealing strats from Envy? Envious don't even, I don't think Envious even do it in rounds like this.
What do Envy do these days?
That's a very good question, James. So, 13-6 is the scoreline. Vega, with that bomb plant, are going to use it to just have 4 MAC-10s running up and on. It's absolute madness here. Nico, able to get 2, but the bomb side is taken quickly. They can try to smoke off the choke point towards CT, perhaps, and get themselves a bomb plant. And they're going to have a 3v3 off the plant with perhaps guns collected. There's a chance for them to win this round. This is insane. insane.
All the CTs in CT, very close to the site. Grenade sailing in, hitting the wrong side of New Box though. There's still a fair amount of utility for FaZe. Can they make it work for them? Will it help them retake this? Rain has a Molotov, but is it even safe for him to face the site to deploy it? It is. Forces JR into the open, but there's no kill just yet. He wins the duel with a max from that range, and there's Kashanda, and there's Chopper as well. What in the blazes?
What is that? How do you... That does not work. Don't try that at home. The Mac 10 at this range never looks that good, and it never will again. I don't think. That looked like he had an AK. That is very shocking stuff. And once again, FaZe have been reset so many times in this game. And there's only so many times you can be reset like this, win around, lose around until you lose the game. And that's what they're looking at right now. They can't afford any more errors or the game is over. A 14-6 advantage for Vega Squadron is what FaZe are staring down the barrel of at the moment. That's insane. I thought they were never... I thought JR was instantly dead, James. He's forced into the open, playing in incredibly long range against a rifle with a Mac 10. I would ask you to explain, but I know there is no explanation.
There is a clean 500,000 people watching right now. 500,000. There are 5 zeros on my monitor. That's pretty cool. Big audience to witness a potential upset here on Inferno. Vega Squadron 14-6 of FaZe Clan. Vega Squadron with what can only be described as a 90s rap video by with all those Mac 10s charging up Banana. Moving accuracy is complete arse, but somehow they made it work. Now we see Vega Squadron in firm control of the Banana area. Kashanda keeping a passive eye on any apartment pushes in the meantime, and Mir harassing towards second mid and mid. So, more surprises. Vega Squadron pushing through the smoke, but so is Carrigan. Picked up an AK. That's a big win for him. Chopper though on the site. First oranges, and they had no idea. 2 Mac 10s, 2 Mac 10 kills for him, and it's a 4 versus 2. FaZe are running out of options, running out of personnel, running out of rounds. Guardian alone with a CZ 1 versus 4 in construction. But it's FaZe Clan being taken apart down.
Vega Squadron are looking to close this one out quickly. They don't want to make it a drawn-out affair, and it's something that happens very commonly when you have these underdog matches and they get a big advantage. It's so often where you'll see that mindset creeping where it's like, oh my god, guys, we're actually going to beat this team that, you know, we're heavily disadvantaged against. And it starts to play on you a bit, and you start to make mistakes, lose focus. But what we're seeing from Vega Squadron so far is their game plan. And that's it. They're just executing their game plan, and they're doing it with great confidence still. That's very impressive. Guardian not allowed to save a rifle. Vega Squadron taking everything away from FaZe at the moment to create maximum discomfort, James.
See a comparison of the snipers here. Vega Squadron beyond double the score of FaZe. Match point for the squadron. Sharks having a good meal for the time being, but will this be the round? FaZe don't have much to fight with. This is the jumble sale buy. This is the yard sale buy. They went to the yard sale and there wasn't much. The yard kind of sucked. Chopper and Hutchie top Banana once again. This was a good test, but FaZe, they've come with a late flashbang. Classic strats from FaZe. Flashbang over the roof, and that has given them some toys to play with. 2 AKs collected, and top Banana taken by FaZe Clan.
Good consolation kill from JR to try to even up the number situation, which would otherwise be a little bit difficult to deal with considering the guns collected, but still a 3 versus 4, and again on the T side, you're usually okay with being down a man, and that was a close one. Olaf Meister, he's going to stay alive, as will the Vega Squadron player there aggressing through the apps. It was Kashanda, who will now rotate back to join his teammates because Mir has found his way into construction. Somehow he's crept through. And the information is known to FaZe. They go for a full rotation, but will Mir spring the trap before they are brought to bear here towards the site? And that's the case. Smoke down on the choke point. Rain trying to force his way through perhaps, but no. Re-smoke. It's going to have to be construction.
Bomb is down. Nico and Rain close already. The range doesn't favour them, but maybe they can have the success the Mac 10 did in the previous run. Moving away from the Molotov, that is quite the problem. No kit on these FaZe Clan players. Olaf Meiser trying to activate. Such a tough situation for them. Oh, Mir with the one tap, 2 of the 3 kills for him. And Rain, what is left for him at this point? He'll get some revenge on Mir, but surely this is over. There's a crossfire. This is all but guaranteed for Vega Squadron. Kashanda drawing Rain out into the open, goes for the 180, gets shot on the 6, and Vega Squadron crush FaZe Clan on Inferno.
They are so hype, and you cannot blame them. What a beautiful victory. A 16-6 against an incredibly confident FaZe Clan, the team that is certainly favored to win the major, and no one's going to doubt their path up until that point. But today, some weakness was shown in the best of 1, and Vega Squadron, they had a game plan. They executed it with discipline, with confidence, and you have to respect that. We saw some beautiful little strats from them. I love the 4 Mac 10s, James. I don't think you'd never really see plays like that. It's great to see.
Yeah, man. Vega took man's Twix by force then. 16-6. They left no doubt in anyone's mind on the performance on that one. Thoughts of the desk, as per usual, coming up in just a few.